I'm Andre Huey, and this is the best of the WINN Weekender. The WINN Weekender started in March 2014. The response has been overwhelming, with an average of 10,000 views per week, with almost 50,000 views in one episode. We want to relive some of those reports that stood out on the Weekender over the last few months. This week, we look at the month of May, where one of the major stories was the increase in the prevalence of chikungunya cases on the island. There are 20 confirmed cases of chikungunya disease in St. Kitts, according to Acting Chief Environmental Health Officer, Mr. Alexander Riley. Mr. Riley made this confirmation Tuesday during an edition of WINN FM's Talking Trash program.
As I indicated when I was here a couple of weeks ago, we had just one confirmed case. To date, that number has increased from 1 to 20 confirmed cases.
20?
20 confirmed cases.
Is it centralized? Is it all over St. Kitts? Or is any particular area having it more than the other?
It's not. Well, as I indicated, the index case was in Sandy Point. So the index case was in Sandy Point. So what you find is that most of the cases that we've been having, suspected and confirmed cases, is in the Sandy Point.
When you said the index case?
Index case meaning the first case into the Federation, which was an imported case.
What are people supposed to do? If you have it, you stay home, don't go to work, what happens?
Well, anybody who thinks that they have it should visit a medical doctor or the nearest health center in their community.
Chikungunya is a mosquito-borne disease that causes fever and joint pain in humans. Other symptoms of the disease include rash, muscle pain, and fatigue. As the hurricane season approaches, Mr. Riley listed measures that the Environmental Health Department will be taking to prevent the spread of chikungunya, including fogging, beginning this Wednesday.
The Environmental Health Department, as indicated before, will be taking the necessary steps to ensure that we do as much as we can to prevent and control the spread of chikungunya. And as we approach the hurricane season, we would just like to ask the general public to help us as we try to help you. We are in the process of implementing a thermal fogging program. As most people right now, where we send around a truck with what we call a smoke truck. And we'll be doing it we'll try to do our best to make sure that all communities are serviced with it. Hopefully, this process will start in the Sandy Point area tomorrow. And then as we go along, we'll be in the Newton Ground and St. Paul's area on Thursday, and then the Patterson Ground and Deadby area on Friday. All of these thermal fogging exercise will be done in the evening because you find that the mosquito that mostly spreads this fever comes out early in the morning and early in the evening.
The advisory from the U.S. Treasury Department regarding the St. Kitts Nevis Citizenship by Investment Program took center stage
found to have used the Federation's passport to commit crimes would be revoked.
It is already a matter of policy that St. Kitts and Nevis will revoke citizenship if any crime is known to be committed. This is a current policy, and this current policy we will not hesitate to enforce. It is our nation's interest to ensure that there is continued confidence in our citizenship by investment program, and so we will enhance our security measures as appropriate.
The U.S. advisory points to Iranians having obtained St. Kitts and Nevis passports even after assurances that they wouldn't by the government in Basté. However, the Prime Minister says the Americans got it wrong.
I think there might have been some misunderstanding and misinterpretation on the part of the United States with regard to those who were already processed and had been approved after appropriate due diligence checks had been done and they had successfully passed those checks, but which, however, were continued to be processed in the issuance of citizenship. We always know in government that if you introduce a policy and persons or applications are already in the system, you will complete those in the system and thus bring the program to an end, for whom the advisory would have been made.
But they said clearly, Prime Minister, that despite the assurances your government gave last July, Iranians continue to get St. Kitts and Nevis.
And that is not true. I just explained what their statement would mean.
But I'm telling you what the advice.
But I'm telling you what the situation is. No Iranian could have applied to the program after July the 19th and would have been processed. None. There were a few, as I said, who were being processed, Iranians who were living outside of Iran, who were citizens or residents, I would say, of Canada, and some of whom were even in the United States. And they were already processed in our system. They were found to be above board, and the processing was completed.
I'm Ken Richards for the WINN Weekender.
The police training complex got newly refurbished female quarters courtesy of the partners of the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. This report was filed by WINN FM's intern, Kayla Bass.
The new building, the Dizen House, was donated by Vic Dizen and his partners Fortunato Bordin and Dominique D'Amico. Mr. Dizen is the owner of the Royal St. Kitts Beach Resort Limited and the chairman of the Royal Beach Development Group. In his address, Superintendent Lionel Moore, the commandant of the police training school, explained the reason for the refurbishing of the building.
During last year, as we are about to commence our initial training of course number 39, there was a shortage of space for our female police officers. This concern was brought to the attention of our Commissioner of Police, Mr. C.G. Walwyn. At that time, this building behind us was in a state of disrepair. The Commissioner of Police came and inspected the building and said that we need this building for the female officers and the tailor shop. He then told me in his usual elegant style, I am going to make this happen.
He described the building as being in disrepair at that time and thanked Mr. Dizen and his partners for stepping forward and taking on this project so willingly. Mr. Arun Maharaj, the director of the Royal St. Kitts Beach Resort Limited, spoke on the details of this project.
The training complex underwent a major renovation of the existing 1,300 square foot building to what it is in front of us today. The monetary contribution of this project is estimated to be approximately $100,000 US, which took approximately 3.5 months to complete. It must be noted, the renovation of this nature, conceived and executed in such a timely and professional manner, required the effort and commitment from the time the decision was made to commence the renovation. It was in the month of September last year where Superintendent Moore presented the idea that this building required a major renovation due to the fact that it was not in a proper state to be used.
Her Excellency, Permanent Secretary of the Anti-Crime Unit, Mrs. Astona Brown, said that the opening of the Dizen House is helping them to achieve one of their goals, which is to improve the work area of enforcers of the law.
This collaborative effort with the Marriott partners is therefore assisting us with the accomplishment of an important segment of our strategic goal for the principal law enforcement agency in the Federation. It is clear, therefore, that as part of its strategic planning, the Anti-Crime Unit has committed not only to capacity building of the security forces, but to ensure the enhancement of the physical environment in which they work.
The quarters features 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a living room on one side, and a tailor shop on the other.
The International Monetary Fund continues to praise St. Kitts Nevis' economy for its progress.
At a news conference Wednesday, IMF country representative Judith Gold told reporters that the Federation has done well and the program can boast of admirable achievements.
I am pleased to say that the program has borne a lot of benefits. There's been substantial progress under the program and many admirable achievements. And we hope to see the very good track record sustained going forward. We are at the end of our mission. We have appraised that the growth in the economy has recovered at a healthy pace, that economic activity is expanding at 3.8%. We've also determined that both the fiscal and external balances are continuing to improve substantially, benefiting from CBI inflows, as well as other investments. Debt has been brought down substantially by over a third, from 164% of GDP to 104. And with the ongoing implementation of the government's reform program, it is set to decline to 60% by 2020, which would be the lowest in the ECCU region.
Asked specifically about the state of the economy, the IMF official said it had dramatically improved in 2013 and continues to expand at a healthy pace following 4 years of decline and stagnation. St. Kitts and Nevis entered into a 3-year US $84 million standby arrangement with the IMF in 2011 at a time when the country's debt-to-GDP ratio stood at over 200%. Not all of the funding was used by Bastille, a development lauded by country representative Gold.
It's a very good thing because it means that your fiscal situation has significantly improved and that you no longer have to draw down on IMF money to sustain government finances and to sustain the imports into the economy. So it is a very good thing. Yes, the money you don't pay down interest on the money you have not drawn. So you only pay interest on the money you actually have drawn. So overall, the fact that the government no longer needs to rely on the IMF money, but hopefully still on our advice, is a very, very good sign.
I'm Ken Richards for the WINN Weekender.
Thank you for watching this edition of the Best of the WINN Weekender. I'm Andre Huey.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WINN FM.
WINN FM's mission is to contribute meaningfully to the information, awareness, and the development of our nation and the region through the building of educated and informed communities. WINN FM faces the issues squarely, without shying away from controversy, while striving continuously to provide balanced, responsible reporting.
Better music, better talk, better radio. 98.9 WINN FM.